Will he get all highfalutin when he sits down with Vladimir? This week, President Biden's meeting with Russian President Vladimir Putin and is expected to be frostier than the icing on Nicole Wallace's morning daiquiri. Woo. But as far as Time Mag is concerned, Joe's gonna crush it. Now compare that to this 2018 cover where they morphed Trump and Putin into the same person. See, they're side by side. Producers, good job. What a difference bias can make. Speaking of Trump, he's still gracious as ever, wishing Biden well in an email. Quote, good luck to Biden in dealing with President Putin. Don't fall asleep during the meeting. And please give him my warmest regards. That's more exciting than any of these meetings. Anyway, it is great advice. Joe should also remind himself beforehand that he's the president, because he tends to forget. Though who knows if Joe will be up to the task, considering how his press conference at the G7 summit went on Sunday. First, he confused Syria with Libya.
We could work together with Russia, for example, in Libya. They have also bitten off some real problems they're going to have trouble chewing on. For example, the rebuilding of Syria, of Libya. I'm hopeful that we can find an accommodation that where we can save the lives of people in, for example, in Libya.
Oh, geez. That's like confusing Canada with clams. He also joked about his handlers controlling the number of questions he takes and from who, though it didn't seem like he wanted to answer.
I'm sorry, I'm going to get in trouble with staff if I don't do this the right way. Jennifer Jacobs, Bloomberg. I'm going to get in trouble with my staff. Yeah, go ahead, but I pretend that you didn't answer you.
You've kept in place some Trump-era steel and aluminum sanctions. And I wanted to ask you, when you're having these conversations with European allies who are very concerned about these sanctions, how do you justify that? And what are your plans to
120 days. Give me a break. Need time.
That's a great Darth Vader. It's been 145 days, actually. I gotta chill. Up my spine. Oh boy. But that's only the third most awkward moment from the summit after this picture. Look at that. Creepiest set of chess pieces I've ever seen. Then there was the bump fest. Fun fact, that's how eels have sex. But it's like Jeff Zucker said to Jeffrey Toobin, you shouldn't do that on camera. All right, Mackie, what do you make of this whole thing?
I'm not really sure what they're going with this whole Joe Biden aviator sunglasses look. I don't know who that's fooling, because if he's a pilot, I think he's well past the FAA's retirement age. People are saying that Biden reminds them of Franklin Roosevelt, and that's true. It's just that it's more like the Roosevelt from 1946.
Right? Yes. On the way down. Yeah. Kind of reminds me of Eleanor. I don't know. Kat, does this show you that it's just more theater than it? Like, I finally realized how much of this is just theater. It took Trump to kind of shake the box for me to see that this is just a waste of time. Am I wrong?
No, you're not wrong at all.
All right, next question.
Trump, watching the press conferences, people on the left talk about it. They're like, that was so crazy, that was so wild, like as if they're talking to Trump supporters, as if they don't know that. Trump supporters all knew that it was crazy, but they just were into that. They liked it. But I wish that people on the left could be more honest about what's happening now. They're saying, well, now things are back to normal. Things are normal.
Yeah,
it's traditional. That's not normal. You can't watch one of those and say that that's anything close to normal. Presidents normally know where they are confidently, at a minimum, and then can even go the extra mile in being able to competently answer questions.
Right.
That's not happening, and we're not seeing that acknowledgement from anybody.
But at least he's not tweeting, and that's the most important thing.
I don't think he could.
No, yeah, that's true. That's true. That's true. And who cares? Joey, who cares if the president thinks Libya is Syria and Syria is Libya? He's so much nicer than Trump.
Well, you know, we've gone through some presidents that kind of just wanted to bomb them all and go to war with all of them anyway. So
Yeah.
I don't know that it matters. I don't expect them to understand that. But it's a little bit in my crawl right now. Number one, I really hope we just find out he's a big pothead and he's been high for a few years.
Whoa.
Because at least at that point I understand it and I'm not concerned about the man's health because I don't know that he's going to make it. I really don't. I mean, and I hate to say that, but let me just. You can turn a punk-ass 18-year-old into a Marine with honor, courage, and commitment in 90 days. All right? Most rehab facilities that take you off whatever has control over your life are 30 to 60 days. And let me tell you something, Greg. I went from having my legs removed from my body to peeing standing up in 110 days. I know because I took a picture. But in 120 days, he can't decide what he thinks about the policies he got elected attacking he should do about them. And he's going to get mad at you and talk to you all real weird about it. I mean, like, who are you intimidating, dude? I could, like, tap you on the forehead and hit a reset button. Like, there's nothing intimidating going on there. Like, Jill, maybe? I don't know. But it just makes me mad.
It's also, he's been there for 40, 50 years. So what is 120 days to 50 years?
So America Reports is 1 to 3 p.m. in the afternoon. Shameless plug there.
Nice plug.
We have caught, I think, more Biden news conferences than any other show on the network.
Yeah, because it's that hour.
Let me just tell you, it would be a good thing if viewers fell asleep watching them because they'd probably leave the channel on.
Yes.
But I think they just leave when it happens. But we've noticed some trends with the question taking with Biden. You'll notice, and you just showed it there. He picks up the folder at the end. He's the president. He's got somebody to pick up his folder for him.
Right.
But he picks it up, and he's got this move where if he doesn't have planned questions that he's going to take, but he kind of wants to show he'll field one or two, he picks up the folder, he kind of motions, he's walking away. He's done. Somebody shouts a question that he wants to grab, he'll grab it, he'll take it. One maybe, and then he says his staff, he'll get in trouble with his staff. The fist bumping boggles me. The arm bumping. Are they all vaccinated adults?
Yeah.
Leaders of their countries?
They're so small. Everybody just appears so small when they do that stuff.
And they look like they're having fun.
They're not allowed to have fun.
Be sad for whatever the rest of their lives are like.
Boris Johnson did a whole move. Did you see? Kind of went out to the left and then back with the whole body. Like
He's the only one that's actually.
He's lunging.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, enough of that terrible
I
video.
wonder if you're saying boo every time.
Hey, Sean Hannity here. Hey, click here to subscribe to Fox News YouTube page and catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis. You will not get it anywhere else.